Hey everyone, today we're unboxing and reviewing the brand new Cubot KingKong ES3, a rugged smartphone built for the outdoors, with a 10,200 mAh battery, IP68/IP69K durability, and a price tag of under $200. Let's see what you actually get in the box and how this phone holds up in real-world use, including gaming tests with some of the more demanding mobile titles. The KingKong ES3 comes in a signature Cubot branded box. Inside you will find the phone itself, a USB-C charging cable, a 33-watt charging brick, a SIM ejector tool, quick start guide, and the warranty paperwork. Nothing extra here, but all the essentials are included to get you started right away. Right out of the box, the Cubot KingKong ES3 makes a statement. The phone is clearly built to last. It has a rubberized industrial-style coating, reinforced corners, and a raised bezel around the screen for protection against drops on flat surfaces. At 352 grams and more than 15mm thick, it's not lightweight or slim, but it feels secure and comfortable in the hand. The buttons are oversized and textured, so you can easily press them even while wearing gloves. As expected, it's IP68 and IP69K certified, and it also meets the MIL STD 810H standards for dust, water, and shock resistance. In short, this is a phone designed for harsh conditions, whether you're working on construction sites, camping, or hiking off-grid. On the front, we get a 6.7-inch HD Plus display with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels and support for up to 120Hz refresh rate. In practice, it runs closer to 90Hz, but still feels much smoother than the standard 60Hz panels. Colors are surprisingly accurate and viewing angles are solid. The peak brightness is around 444 nits, which is fine indoors, though it can struggle under direct sunlight with reflections. For a rugged budget phone, it's a good quality display for web browsing, videos, and even gaming. The camera system of the KingKong ES3 is fairly basic. On the back you find a 48MP main shooter, a 2MP macro camera, and a 0.3MP depth sensor, supported by a single LED flash. Photos from the main camera are okay in daylight, usable for quick shots, but details aren't super sharp and colors came out a little washed out. Low light performance is quite decent, and the macro camera is more of a gimmick than a useful tool. The 16MP front-facing camera is decent for selfies and video calls. It also doubles as the phone's face unlock system, since there's no fingerprint scanner. The face recognition works greatly in good light, but keep in mind it's 2D based, so it's less secure than a fingerprint sensor. Under the hood, the KingKong ES3 runs on the Unisoc T615 octa-core processor paired with 6GB of RAM plus an additional 10GB of extended RAM and 256GB of internal storage. Of course, you can also expand it with a microSD card if needed. For benchmarks, I ran a couple of popular tests to see how this rugged phone performs on paper. In 3D Mark Sling Shot, it scored 1,825 points, and in 3D Mark Wildlife, it managed 572 points. On Geekbench 6, the phone scored 432 in single-core and 1,408 in multi-core. These numbers put it in line with other budget-friendly smartphones in this category. But what really matters is real-world use, and for everyday tasks like social media, browsing, and light gaming, it performs just fine. Apps aren't the fastest to load, but once open, everything runs smoothly. Now for gaming, I tested FC Mobile, Delta Force, Motor Speed, and Real Car Driving. All games run great with no lag, stutter or frame drops. Even in longer sessions, the phone stayed cool and didn't overheat, which is impressive for a rugged device at this price point. Of course, this isn't a gaming powerhouse, but if you want a rugged device that can also handle casual to mid-level gaming, the KingKong ES3 delivers surprisingly solid performance. The phone comes with a mono loudspeaker, which can get fairly loud, useful in outdoor or noisy environments. Sound quality is average and it can distort at higher volumes, so for music or longer gaming sessions, I recommend using Bluetooth headphones. Connectivity-wise, it supports 4G LTE, Wi-Fi 5, Bluetooth 5.0, NFC for wireless payments, and GPS with support for GLONASS, Galileo and Baidu. There's no 5G support, which might be a deal-breaker for some, but for most basic outdoor use, 4G is still plenty reliable. Battery life is where the Cubot KingKong ES3 really shines. With its massive 10,200 mAh battery, you can easily get 2 to 3 days of regular use. In continuous Wi-Fi test, it lasted nearly 26 hours, which is simply impressive. Charging is handled via 32-watt fast charging, and a full charge takes about 3 hours, which is reasonable given the size of the battery. If you're outdoors for long stretches without power, this phone is built to last. So guys, is the Cubot KingKong ES3 worth it? For under $200 you get a rugged design that's waterproof, dustproof and drop resistant. A huge 10,200 mAh battery with multi-day endurance. NFC support and Android 15 out of the box. Surprisingly smooth performance in casual gaming. On the downside, there's no 5G support and the cameras are quite average. Overall, the Cubot KingKong ES3 is a budget rugged phone made for people who prioritize durability and battery life over premium features. If you need a reliable companion for outdoor adventures, fieldwork, or just want a secondary phone that won't die after a day, the KingKong ES3 is a solid option. So guys, that wraps up our unboxing and review of the KingKong ES3. What do you think about this rugged phone? Would you pick it up as a daily driver or backup outdoor phone? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more reviews and gaming tests. Thank you for watching and see you guys in the next video.